The big news is Prince Harry calls the First Amendment bonkers. Okay, and I need to read you what he's saying. But before I do that, he said this on the Dax Shepard Armchair Expert podcast. And it is a tried and true trope that high political figures, and Harry is a member of the royal family, he's like a high political figure. So like Bill Clinton went on, I think, Saturday Night Live, and it was a huge hit. And since that time, and maybe before this, but I think it was Bill Clinton, and since that time, every political president, Obama, everybody goes on like the Tonight Show or something like that. Ronald Reagan, Donald Trump, and it's hugely popular, and it makes them much more human and much more popular. I find it interesting that it seems to really be backfiring for Harry, because this is a tried and true strategy to increase your popularity. Let's look at what he actually said. I've got so much I want to say about the First Amendment as I sort of understand it, but it's bonkers. I sort of understand it. It's bonkers. This is like a child speaking. Quote, I don't want to go down the First Amendment route because that's a huge subject and one which I don't understand because I've only been here a short time. Quit while you're ahead, Harry. Stop right there. But you can find a loophole in anything. Oh, now he's speaking like a lawyer. You can capitalize or exploit what's not said rather than uphold what is said. Laura Ingraham tweeted, don't let the doorknob hit you, Windsor. Prince Harry says America's First Amendment is bonkers. She's on Fox News. I want to read you some of what people are saying. And this article is saying these are conservatives saying this. No, these are people who care about the Constitution. And this is the First Amendment, is free speech. The very first one. It's considered the most important amendment and what makes America America. It's interesting that we now live in cancel culture and they're trying to cancel any speech that they don't like. That's un-American. Meghan McCain, co-host of The View, tweeted, of The View. Wow, they are really liberal. Quote, we fought a war in 1776, so we don't have to care what you say or think. That being said, you've chosen to seek refuge from your homeland here and thrive because all of what our country has to offer, and one of the biggest things, is the First Amendment. Show some utter respect. I would cut the word utter. I'm not sure what this has to do with cows. Former Fox News and NBC host Meghan Kelly. So Meghan McCain, Meghan Kelly, different people. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt. Lincoln or Twain or someone smarter than Prince Harry. Well said. Ted Cruz posted, nice that he can say that. Okay, he's exercising his free speech. Texas GOP Congressman Dan Crenshaw, he's the guy with the eye patch. Well, I just doubled the size of my Independence Day party. Harry, Meghan Markle slammed over the deal with companies selling skin whitening cream. It's Procter & Gamble. Okay, Procter & Gamble specifically sell White Radiance Moisturizer in India, Singapore, and Malaysia. There's no way it's just India, Singapore, and Malaysia. India is the second largest population in the world. China is the first largest population in the world. I dated a Chinese girl for 7 years. They use skin whitening cream. That's a big deal in China. I don't know if you would necessarily think of this. It's probably a big deal in Japan. It's a very big deal I did mission work in the Dominican Republic. Everybody was stealing my sunscreen. I had never been in the tropics at that time. I was still quite young. And man, oh man, I really needed that sunscreen. And everyone, especially all the girls, were stealing all my sunscreen, and I was just going to roast like a little red potato on that beach there. That was the day we went to the beach. And the final thing I want to cover is Prince Harry joins the Aspen Institute's new commission on information disorder, misinformation. There's an avalanche of misinformation in the digital world. Okay, and we noticed that Facebook and they are censoring everything. They have these fact checkers. If you make a joke, they'll do fact checkers. But here's what they're going to do. Harry and 14 other commissioners and 3 co-chairs will conduct a 6-month study on the state of American information and disinformation. This information crisis undermines confidence in our democratic institutions and strikes right at the foundation of society, Krebs said in a statement. Yeah, so let's take a look at this because I don't believe that Harry is a credible chair of disinformation. Good day, YouTubers. Welcome back to my channel. Time for a spot of royalty. I did want to show you this before we get right into it. This is a poll. Do you think the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry and Meghan, should or should not either lose or stop using their royal titles? And this is done in the UK. I think 4,500 people. It's a YouGov poll. 4,500 people said, answered this poll. Now I'm seeing a poll that is 99% say that Harry should lose his title. That's not what I'm seeing here. So there's 4 options. 1, they should lose their titles, 44%. They should not lose their royal titles, but they should stop using them. Okay, suspended. And if you add these up, that's 64%. Okay, almost 7 out of 10. They should neither lose nor stop using their royal title, 17%. Oh, I feel woker already. I don't know. So 37% are like, yeah, no, it's okay. We like what they're doing. Okay, so a full 64%, 6.5 out of 10, or almost 7 out of 10, say they should lose their titles. It's just really not working. And I think it's not working for Harry more than it's working. I think it is working for Meghan. And I think the whole wokeness brigade thing, okay, let me shuffle in front of you. So the first question I think it's not working for Harry. I think it is working for Meghan. So is the American public ready to tar, feather, and return Harry to England? Like, get out of here. You're not even a citizen. What are you doing? Okay, because I kind of feel like that. He's meddling in our elections. That's illegal. And Meghan is making him do that. Grow a pair, Harry. He is now commenting on the First Amendment, very ignorantly, I might add. I mean, I worked with lawyers my whole life. I almost became a lawyer. I'm a CPA. I was going to go and become a lawyer, but I got cancer instead, so I never became a lawyer. But I have several friends who are CPA attorneys, and I was going to be one of those. And the bar exam is a whole lot easier than passing the CPA exam. CPA exam is the hardest standardized exam you can pass. And 1/4 of it is law, so I'm familiar with business law at the very least. So is the American public ready to tar, feather, and return Harry to jolly England? Have they had enough of him? All right, what do we got? Devastating cards, these are not. And the whole point of what Harry's doing by going on somebody like Dax Shepard is to increase his popularity. This is an effort to increase his popularity. I feel that it's backfiring. Let's read it. This is not overwhelmingly negative. We have some negative cards, but mostly positive. Magi is very powerful. Let's read it. Hand in hand, scourge, and strength. Solid foundation, strong foundation. Scourge, hitting the spot, like exercise. Okay, hand in hand to the many people, working over the many people in the foundation. Really hitting it 5 spades. It's not working. Okay, so that's good. The cards are recognizing that it's creating more problems than it's solving. It's creating a negative news stream, but it's not terrible. It adds 5 spades, roadblock. It's creating problems for Harry. Transforming, okay, this could be transforming good or bad. Manifesting, magi. Veil, secrets, let's see. 4-leaf clover, butterfly. Opportunity to go, on social media, a podcast, very publicly and Vale, mustard seed and Mother Earth, planting messages in the situation. Very public opportunity, secrets, message in Mother Earth, planting doubts. It is working against him, but it's not terrible. 12 and 8, 20, 4, 6 spades. Okay, so the ads are negative. 6 spades and 5 spades, incubus, succubus, and roadblock. So it's creating an undercurrent of problems. And these, it's like unconscious. It's creating, unconsciously people are noticing Harry, but in a bad way. Like, who is this fool talking about the First Amendment? Because, I'm sorry, dude, you're just not qualified. I'm not qualified to talk about the First Amendment, really intelligently, because I'm not an attorney, but I sure do know a whole lot more about the law than Prince Harry. I mean, come on, man. So, and I'm not going to say, things like bonkers. And just to share a quick story, there was a meeting. And there were some external lawyers there, and this female lawyer. She kept talking and talking and talking, and she just didn't speak like a lawyer. And finally, I said, "You're not a lawyer. I can tell you're not a lawyer." And it turns out, they went and checked after that meeting, and they checked her credentials. She had falsified her credentials, and she was fired. She was not a lawyer, because lawyers speak a certain way, and they're not ever going to use the word bonkers. Okay, so it's turning out not well for Harry, but it's not terrible. It's not terrible. They're not ready to tar, feather, and return Harry to England. But it is working against him. So let's look at Harry and Meghan separately, because I really think the wokeness, and even the 17 mistruths and lies, people don't care. They know that Meghan is speaking from her heart. This is Meghan's truth. We love Meghan. This is Meghan's truth. And this is how Meghan feels. Okay, but it's not the truth. And it's even proven that it's not the truth. And everybody's like, yeah, I don't care. Okay, but if Harry says the same things, it's a big problem. Okay, and so I want to look at Harry versus Meghan. How is the super wokeness playing each individually for Harry versus Meghan? Because I think it's working for Meghan, and I think it's really not working for Harry, because Harry is a male, and males are judged differently. Did I just mention a double standard? I might have. Males are judged differently in our society. We're just not given the leeway. Meghan can tell outright lies. And everybody say, yeah, but that's how she feels about it. But those are lies. Those are objectively not true. Doesn't that matter? No. No, bigot. It doesn't matter that it's not true. It matters that you're offended that it's not true. How dare you? Okay, so let's look at Harry versus Meghan. Harry versus Meghan. Is this working for Harry the same it's working for Meghan? Interesting. Meghan. Oh, that's quite different than I thought. How is the super wokeness playing for Harry versus Meghan? Clever negativity, reacting, 11 and 12, 23. Ooh, wow. It's actually playing worse for Meghan than it is for Harry. People are looking at Meghan as somebody, the fox wants something. The fox is a great business card. Okay, so the fox has a goal, and it's all about money. Okay, and so she is slamming the royal family and reacting, and 23, and this is her brand. It's becoming her brand, and people are, the lady doth protest too much. If you just keep playing the same tune, where's my little violin? And I do play the violin, actually, but if you keep playing the same tune over and over, people are feeling like they're figuring Meghan out, like she's just a negative Nancy. She's a Karen, and she just keeps complaining and complaining and complaining, and that's her brand, and it's to get money. So people are becoming unimpressed with, and she's a powerful Nubian princess, and people are like, a lot of black people are calling Meghan out and saying, I don't know. I don't know, honey. Maybe you're not so. Maybe you're not so aligned with our people over here. What do we got for Harry? Solid foundation, very emotional. 10 Hearts is the most emotional, and Hamster Wheel is either a long trip or doing the same thing over and over. 24, 6 spades. That's the negative speaking, the slandering the royal family. But he's much more solid, and they do understand that he's just speaking emotionally, and it just keeps happening, and it's very negative. They're giving Harry a lot more credit and cutting him a lot more slack than they are Meghan. So it's actually playing worse for Meghan. I thought the opposite. I thought it was playing worse for Harry than for Meghan, because this is Meghan's brand. And interestingly, people see this as Meghan's brand, this super wokeness, complaining it doesn't have to be true. We don't like facts. Facts are, racist, stuff like that. Woman and relation, they understand that this is because Harry is in relationship with Meghan. That's interesting. So people are starting to blame Meghan for what Harry is doing, and it's kind of sliding off of Harry. That's actually very good for Harry, because that will mean that he's not destroying himself. Because I kind of think that Meghan's purpose is to really destroy Harry and then discard him, because she's in absolute control of him. And that's actually what we're seeing. People, the public, is looking at this situation and saying, well, Meghan is just absolutely in control of him, and he is not strong enough to make his own way and say his own thoughts, or, educated enough. He certainly is not educated about the First Amendment. I mean, come on, dude. It's bonkers. The First Amendment is bonkers. Wow. So, interestingly, people are not as offended as it seems. Okay, so we have Procter & Gamble White Radiance. And in the PR world, and I noticed since doing this YouTube channel, little things that seem insignificant, can really blow up and bite people. Okay, and this is one of those things, the White Radiance skin cream. Did Harry and Meghan, did they know that Procter & Gamble, did they study all of what they sell, and oh my, they're selling White Radiance skin cream? No, they didn't know this. This came out of the blue. This is like a sucker punch for them. They didn't know this at all. But how big of a problem will this White Radiance skin cream be, particularly for Meghan? Because Meghan is the Nubian princess, and Harry's not. He's a ginger with pale skin. So how big a problem will this be for Meghan, Harry's wife? Olive Tree, okay, they're partnering with Procter & Gamble. Ruler, 1319, 13 and 6, 19, 5 clubs at the crossroads. Big change in their found. They may have to switch away from it. They have to disavow. Harry and Harry's wife have to disavow, knowledge of this. Oh, it's a mistake, and people will be understanding. I think. Let's see. Player, inheritance, making money off the royal name, and trying to keep a good image. And Angel and Straight Razor, decision. They will use this whole, underneath, they want to use this as a virtue signal. Jacks are very young. They just come on the scene. Jack of Hearts can be a baby. So let's see, they want to turn it into their favor. Let's add this up. 21, let's see, 22, 32 plus 4, 36, 9 spades. They are 9 spades. They may cut ties with Procter & Gamble. Big change to the foundation and the direction they're going. They may have to cut ties with Procter & Gamble. Let's ask the sticks here. Is that what I'm seeing? Yes, no, yes, no. Will Harry and Meghan, will they have to cut ties with Procter & Gamble? Okay, so that's a clear yes. Yes, they are going to cut ties. So that's what that no means, to keep their image, just like they did to Jessica, to the Canadian lady, Jessica Rabbit, Jessica Corleone. Yeah, it looks like they're going to have to cut ties. Okay, so Prince Harry is the co-chair of disinformation with the Aspen Institute. Is he a credible person for this? I mean, does this raise his stature, or people are like, oh, come on, is he credible, or is he biased? Do the people view him as credible or biased as a chair of disinformation? Because this is pure manipulation of facts. I mean, that's what that whole thing is. They already know what they're going to say before they do their study. Okay, is Harry credible, or is he already considered biased? Heart, good intentions, connected to good intentions, and blame. 11, 3 clubs. Actions and words. So right on the surface, like I said, they know what the outcome is. And the outcome of this Aspen Institute study is that the media is biased, and they're going to point out a bunch of bias. And that's what, it's a rigged game. And people understand that. It's right on the surface. Underneath, Star of Bethlehem, Open Future, Finger of God and Man, outside events and future, 9 diamonds and 5 diamonds. This is strengthening Harry. Underneath, this is giving Harry more substance. People are feeling like this is making Harry a substantial person. And that's good, because he's showing 4 diamonds. He's showing magi. He's showing solid strength. Okay, so people actually view Harry as a substantial person. He's not just a party boy. It's not as bad as a lot of the narratives you may be hearing from, on the news or YouTubers, that it's really a dire situation for Harry. People view Harry as a substantial person because he's part of the royal family, I think, primarily. Let's add this up. 20 and 12, 32, 41. So 40 is 10, and Jack of Hearts. He's Jack of Hearts. This is a good opportunity for Harry, and of course he's going to take it, and it makes him a more solid person. So people like seeing Harry being added as a commissioner, as a chair, as a commissioner. They like this. This is the kind of thing that Harry should be doing. They like this. Interesting, even though they think it's a little bit biased, from the get. But it's good intentions. It's like, it's like some child screaming about climate change. Everybody knows this child doesn't know anything about climate change, and it's just, it's absurd. It's absurd, but it's well intentioned. It's well intentioned. We're all going to die in 10 years, but I have the best intentions in saying that to you, but I have no facts, I have no science, so I'm going to scream facts and science and listen to the facts and science from a child. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. All right, and I'm very concerned about the environment, but I don't want someone like Greta or one of these people telling us what to do about the environment, because that's the sure way to kill everything living on planet Earth, is to listen to people like that. That's what I think. That's just the wrong direction. So let's review. Is the American public ready to tar and feather Harry and return him to England? No, it's a conflict and it's a problem. But he's kind of unconsciously, veil is going through the veil. Unconsciously, he's creating, the more negative press he gets, it's creating a negative feeling. People, look at him and they might immediately think, didn't the last thing I heard about him, wasn't that like really negative? You know, like that. But his fairly solid. Okay, is the super wokeness, is it worse for Harry or for Meghan? It's worse for Meghan. Meghan is just, she's complaining too much and people feel like she's out to make money doing this. Whereas Harry, they feel that Harry, because he's married to Meghan, has to do this. And here's the woman in the relationship. So they just feel like it's because Harry's with Meghan. And I've kind of been saying that. And that's what the cards are reflecting. And I think people are getting a little bit sick of Meghan and her constant complaints because the 17 mistruths did work against Meghan. And of course, they're going to blame Meghan for that. But Harry should keep his mouth shut. Okay, so Procter & Gamble, the White Radiant Skin Cream, is this going to blow up? The Sticks said they're going to have to cut. Big change. It looks like they're going to have to cut ties to keep Jessica Mulroney. That's the name I was trying to think of. So like cutting off Jessica Mulroney and just showing her no love. That's what they're going to have to do. This chair of the Disinformation Institute with the Aspen Institute, it's rigged. It's a rigged game. But people like to see Harry doing stuff like this. So I think actually the tide is kind of turning in Harry's favor. I think people were really down on Harry, and I think finally the tide is beginning to turn in Harry's favor because people realize how in control Meghan is. That's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination, Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. You can find the book worldwide on Amazon and Kindle in paperback versions. It's currently sold out here, and I've got some new copies coming in of the book, but you can get it on Amazon. You can find the full color card deck still available here in Etsy. Many thanks to the generous folks who bought me a cup of tea. Please like, helps the algorithm. Please subscribe. Please share and comment.